Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today is all about that mystical agriculture inferium to superium automation setup. Yeah, I hope you guys are ready. So some of you guys suggested this in the comments, and I thought it was kind of cool and a really good idea. I haven't really gotten into clickers or what they can do yet, and I didn't even know they had an inventory. Well, I did a little bit of digging and testing. And come to find out, this watering can for mystical agriculture is amazing. And I don't know, like I was never able to actually get these to upgrade. So I kind of want to take a look at this and get into some auto crafting as well. But if we dive into the auto clicker or clicker right here, this guy right here is super cool. Now you see it's going to require some diorite. We can actually make diorite with cobblestone, which is really nice because I don't want to have to go find it randomly and mine it. But we can make a few auto clickers. Now I did notice something strange about these auto clickers. And that is once they have power, they seem to run infinitely. Now I don't know if this is a bug. I don't know exactly why they do this, but we're going to kind of take a look on it and just make sure that this is the case. But let's take a look at also RF tools. Now we're going to make ourselves another dimensional cell. Pretty sure I can afford this. Make a dimensional cell, and let's go ahead and upgrade it to this version. We're also going to need another card, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to link it to the cell we have in the back here. And of course, all you got to do that is just link here and make sure you put the card slot in. And this is also going to expand our stored power even more. And this is going to go downstairs. Now, I want to take a look at the inferium seeds that we made a while back ago that are just tier 1. And I'm going to use 4 of them. I also need a vacuum hopper. This is going to be how we actually get our supplies. And a chest. Actually, we can just go ahead, I guess, and dive right into RF tools here. And we can make a tier 1 crafter. So just a regular tier 1 crafter. Shouldn't be anything too fancy to get our hands on. Now, it does require power, so we are going to need some cable. Some power cable. We could use energy cable. Doesn't really matter. Energy cable, I think, is some of the cheapest and really efficient cable. The only problem is once you break it, it doesn't come back. So I went ahead and removed some of the stuff that we had in here. And I want to use that just to mainly focus on how we're going to manage and maintain this system here. So let's go ahead and get our power source. I'm probably going to run the power source in the wall here for right now. We're going to put our power source back 1, I think. That should work. Set this to output. And then put this in here so it links up, and we now have power going to everywhere. Now, auto clickers, I want them to be facing down. It's probably gonna be easier if I just kind of do this number and go ahead and remove these. I'm also gonna go ahead and break this. Well, I was gonna break those, but I guess they're gonna actually break. I want to actually place these facing downwards. I'm going to show you an example with just one for right now, but we're going to get this all going, and then I'll make some more of the watering cans. And you might be already figuring out what I'm doing here. I need to get all of these hooked up. Go ahead and break this. I need all of these hooked together. And let's see, we need water. We have milk, not water. I was hoping that breaking this, but this is packed ice. I totally forgot that it makes packed ice and doesn't actually make the ice I want. Let's go over here where we have water. I'll go ahead and grab a few buckets because we're going to need it. So we have our packed ice. We have pretty much everything we need, minus a hoe, which I think we have one in here. No, we don't. I'll just grab one real quick. This is just going to make things a little bit easier. And yeah, we're going to try and set up an automated inferium setup so we can get into mystical agriculture a bit more. And that's kind of where we're going to go with this. Let's see. I can go ahead and place the dirt here, I think. Right. Oh, actually, I want to place the water back here. So we're just going to have water running in the back. Just to kind of keep things nice and controlled. There we go. Perfect. And we'll just cover everything with dirt as if nothing happened. Awesome. Now, this is the part that we need to plant stuff. Our Inferium seeds are going to go here. Now, this clicker doesn't have any power yet, so let's go ahead and give it the energy cables that it needs. And we'll also put an energy cable down here. So here's our setup. Just like this. Actually, I want this to go down. Probably back behind here. I won't be able to put a block there if I don't. So there we go. Perfect. And then right here is going to be our crafter. And on top of that is going to go our ender hopper. So that should start throwing some blocks in there. Nice, right? And then we can go ahead and close this off. Because this is already hooked up to power. These are already hooked up to power. Now, right now, these are right-clicking, and they're doing one right-click every 500 ticks. But we can crank this bad boy up to every 1 tick. Now, it right-clicking with nothing is not going to do anything. But with a filled bucket, look at this. Look at that. And then we set this one to right-click. They both will work because they're using... this one right here does a 3x3. Now, this should be picking up the Inferium. Now, I'm going to show you here in a minute. Let's go ahead and craft another watering can. Real quick. Very simple. These things are so cheap. And so easy to get going. I think I can right-click the water barely back here. Maybe not. There we go. Just right-click the water to fill it. And we can throw some dirt back where we got it. I love how the ender hoppers work in this version. They're so much faster. Throw the stone there. Perfect. And then the same goes for this. We'll set these both to 8. And then we'll put the watering can in there. And these are both going to be running. So, what we want to do is we want to convert this into the next tiers up. And right now I'm just going to be converting it into the next tier that it provides. But if you want, you can have more than 2. The other crop actually works a lot better. Let's take a look at Mystical. So, we want to use... Actually, let's do Mystical here. I think, yeah, this has some uses. But once this runs out, we're kind of left with nothing. So we eventually want to start working towards getting the crystal that is the Master Infusion Crystal. But as you can see, it's going to require Supremium. That's just going to be a thing that we have to have. I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these infusion crystals here. Hopefully we don't end up with a problem. We might, but I'm going to kind of show you guys how to set up the auto crafting. I'm hoping it kind of avoids the MBT data that we have here. I'm going to go ahead and fill all of these slots with Inferium Essence. These are going to be here, and then we're going to remember current items in the buffer. Minus this one, actually. I want to undo that. Forget layout. Because we're going to have an area for the converted version. So there we go. Now, I need to set up the recipes. So we'll go ahead and click the recipes. And this recipe is going to be laying out like this. I'm going to go ahead and use a new one. I don't know if that's going to matter too much. But it should be able to use this. Now we're going to have... it says all items in input slot are consumed. That is going to be true. And the results of the crafting operation will go in the output buffer. That is okay. I actually want it to stay in the input buffer for right now. It's just going to fill this internal buffer because this is a lot larger storage than the external. And then we can also force a second craft if we want. And then we just hit apply. And so what you should see is this start to craft. Now, I can hit this, put this in fast mode, because right now it's in slow mode. I can put it in fast mode. What I actually probably want to do is set this to off to activate, right here, on to activate. because right now it's not actually crafting anything. We'll forget the remembered items. And then from here, we'll just go ahead and go. If you want to set and have items remembered, you can do that. I don't think it's going to be necessary for this particular thing. So I'm going to set this to ignored. And you're going to see as we get the essence, it's going to start to pour in here. So we might actually want to remember at least one Inferium essence where it's located. So we know we always have a slot there. But set this back to fast. We're good to go. And this is going to automate it for us. Now, if we want to move into the next crafting recipe, we can most certainly do that. I'll take one of these crystals. Set the recipe. And make sure it's the same. And hit apply. And this should go into the internal buffer. And there we go. Now we're going even further. Now, eventually, we're going to run out of these crystals, so we'll have to figure it out from there. But this is going incredibly fast. And you can upscale it. But keep in mind, if you upscale it, you're going to be suffering a pretty dramatic FPS hit. That is no joke. And, I mean, the settings are what they are. If I turn VSync off, it's not even going to matter. Just the FPS, the sheer FPS hit is going to take effect. So just keep that in mind, that you might have to deal with that that problem. But yeah, these are working great. Like, and you can use this for any crop. It's not just these crops. If you want to use this on, you know, let's see, potatoes, you can have an infinite potato farm. If you need carrots, you can have an infinite carrot farm. It doesn't really matter. These auto clickers are going to get the job done. Absolutely ridiculous. So at this point, I should have a bit of this, oh my gosh, Tertiarium? I think that's new for me. Anyways, we should have a bit of it. I'm going to take some of this, let's see, crystal, and go ahead and make a bit of Imperium, and then use the Imperium to make some Supremium. So this should be enough Supremium to get us an actual master infusion crystal. Now this is going to be important because we need to make the Prosperity gemstone, then make the Supremium gemstone, and then make the master infusion. Now, like I said, this is very important because we can now take our minuscule tier 1 here, pull out anything that's in here. Nothing's going to be upgraded because we ran out of crystals. Go ahead and pick this up. I'm not too worried about these guys dropping on the ground. You can even stand near them if you want. But what I want is to get the final crafter. The final tier crafter. And this is going to require just basically taking the crafter and applying more crafting tables to it. And you take that, throw it in there. Now we have a tier 2 crafter. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, make the next tier up. And this is going to give us, I believe, over 8. I think it's over 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. 8 different crafts. But we won't need that many. Because what we're going to be doing is making sure we have enough of each here and going ahead and getting the recipes here. So, we probably need to look up essence. And I think we can automatically force this to set the recipe. So make sure the infusion crystal is in here. It has unlimited uses, so you only need one. And we'll go Inferium essence as the first tier. Or sorry, the Tertiarium, that one? No, this one, Verdentium. And we'll go, all right, go ahead and set that. And then you change this to all. And we're going to set that to insert, so it automatically inserts. And we can go ahead and hit apply. Oh, sorry, this actually needs to be this crystal, then hit apply. There we go. And it should already automatically start. And then we'll move into the next. And remember just to change this to this crystal. And then make sure you change this to insert and hit apply. And we just keep repeating this for the next tiers up. And it's just going to make your life so much easier. You're going to have all of this automated. And the good part is you can downscale too. And with this, you don't really need to have the items in order to apply it. Now this one, I'm going to set this to also internal because like I said, later on, if you want to fully export these, you can. And you can have it pulled out into like a system. You can have it go into your refined storage system or whatever you feel like doing. Instead, I'm just going to have it drop into here. It's not a big deal. So if I kind of get this in order, what I can do is stop this right here. And I think we have enough. We have like one of each, I think. So we have this, we have these, this and this. And we can hit remember current slots. And now it's going to remember where these items currently stand. I'm actually going to forget and remember there. It's going to, of course, keep throwing our Supremium essence further and further out. But I can go ahead and hit that on, put it in fast mode, and we're good to go. It literally only needed 3 crafting slots, so 1 more than we already had. But we can, of course, use this later on if we want to for something else. It's perfectly fine. And I did go ahead and add 1 more to the side, because you only need 1 in the middle with a watering can, and this will even go out to here as well. So you can actually technically have a 3x3 as long as you have enough clickers. And the thing that you really need to make sure you grab for the clickers is going to be from the end cities. Or not end cities, but from the end dimension and going to the islands, the end islands. That's basically it. This is a fully fledged automated system. Now, what am I going to do with Supremium Essence? Well, that is something in itself. You don't really need to worry about the farmland. That's not important. This is going to be important, though. As we start working towards other things, we could potentially use this as a way to fully automate a lot of different stuff. Which I think would be really nice. Now, I'm kind of wondering if this is okay. So it is continuing to update, but it's not upgrading this. Oh, we skipped one. Ah, you guys are probably slamming in the comments. You're going, oh, you missed one, Chosen. You absolutely missed one. And yes, I did. Now I'm going to fix it. So, there we go. All fixed. Everyone's happy. I need that to be, there we go, applied there. Now everyone's happy. We have essence for everything. And it's crafting everything into the Supremium like it's supposed to. Perfect. Back to normal. Except for, yeah, we don't want it going into the external. We want it going internal. Just like that. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, what are we going to do with the Supremium? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. The armor is definitely worth it. And I believe the armor just gives us creative flight. I do want to make this furnace. If you look at that cooking speed, it is 4,000. That is a fast furnace, my friends. It requires a lot of Supremium to get this thing up and running, but it is well worth it. And I mean, look at the fuel efficiency, 800 times. Yeah, we won't be having to worry about that for a while. Now, these ingots are used for all kinds of different tools and awesome looking armor. And yes, I do want to make all of the armor and tools and stuff like that and have a full set of this. And this does 24 attack damage by default without enchants and without upgrades. And this can hold all kinds of stuff. I would love to get Vorpal on this sword. That would be great. That way I can just have a nice beheading sword. Just be able to destroy everything. I should, you know, stress this. If you are playing this pack on a server, do not go crazy with this thing because this will kill a server, no problem. And if you're not able to manage the items going into the inventory, you can potentially also crash your game because you're just going to end up with items all over the ground. And believe me, that will prevent you from logging into your world. And honestly, the only way to fix it is to either remove the mod Mystical Agriculture or remove the mod click machines to be able to get this to stop. when you load your world in. Things are fixable. You know what? It'd be a really good idea. I should one day go over and make a video on how to properly read a crash log and how to go about troubleshooting a crash log. I should really do that one day. You know, that sounds like that'd be a great thing to do. Oh man, something hit this. You know what? You guys also said that I don't have to use the cart for this, but I thought it was a cool looking design, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys do know more than I do. But I did. I just thought it was a neat design, cool looking idea. I will block this in now so that way I know the cart won't move. Yeah, you guys are mentioning that I don't have to use the specific augment. Where's that? This isolated augment. You guys said that you can actually hit it with floral powder and it will change the spark's color. And I thought that was kind of neat. Like you guys said that it changes the colors because you can actually see where they're linked. Like you can see that this is actually linked to this one right here. And like you don't actually need an isolation one for this if you just change the color. And I would change the color of this one too, all three of these. And they would all work. I actually want to try that out right now. Let's see. We would need some floral powder. Which I guess would be Botania. What color do we want this? Pink? Pink would be good. And I think my my tool is in here. So yeah, if we change this into the floral powder, we can actually change these. Now I can remove the augment on this by shift right clicking, I think. No. Punching it? What? I thought I was able to pull the augment off. There it goes. I was like, why is it not letting me pull the augment off? Now I want to leave the augment on here, but I changed it. You see the little floaty thing? We just changed the network. So now the only network that's connected is these networks. That's really cool. So you see this is the white network. You see the little thing floating around it. I didn't know that was a thing. So you guys let me know down in the comments that you can actually change the network. That completely blows my mind and changes the way I will be moving mana from this point on. Because yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, why do you even need that spark then? I guess it'd be for more complex setups. But like this right here, you guys said it was kind of complex. And I know the mana pool is used for long distance mana travel, but I thought it would be kind of cool to do it here and use it to separate these networks even further. Even though this spark will work, and it, like somebody said, it like reaches over 25 blocks. It does not. Definitely doesn't. It's like 11 or 12 blocks. It doesn't reach very far. But this technically would reach this spark here. And this spark would technically reach this spark and work just fine. The problem is I wouldn't be able to put this spark on here, this augment on here, which is the one that disperses the mana and keeps my mana filled. So this type of setup is sort of needed in order to get this spark to function properly. By the way, this guy has, or had a really good trade. He had a really nice, had a really nice axe on him, but he's gone. I also realized you can't pick these guys up with the mob imprisonment tool. It just doesn't work. So that's sad. You pick up villagers, can't pick up anything else. Anyways, guys, I know today was a shorter video, but it was packed with a lot of cool information and some really interesting things to maybe try out in your own world. I hate how this gets stuck, but you know why it gets stuck? It won't close on me. That's why. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We will be getting into some more Botania stuff. I wanted to do some tech stuff to kind of split up the Botania episodes. I know there's not much else in this pack other than, you know, the Britannia being one of the major mods. RF Tools is really just not ready yet in this pack. So there's a lot of things that I would love to do with RF Tools that just doesn't work. We tested a lot of stuff in the live stream, and we found that, yeah, RF Tools is kind of broken at this moment. Just with the later stuff, like when you go into getting with screens and any of the redstone components that are just not in here yet. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate all the lovely support that you guys have been giving on these episodes, and I just want to say thank you guys, and especially a shout out to all of the Patreons. I really do appreciate you guys very, very much. And anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.